mean?
But I want to go because we're going a bit everywhere. But
As usual with
yeah,
us.
sorry. Like going back with your purchasing of your house, just to give some value to the people who are possibly listening. Like, what would your advice be in purchasing a house? Or
The advice would be to make sure that you have enough money to comfortably live with once you've bought it. So like I didn't buy once I had a 10% deposit. It's like I bought once I had 15% deposit with the girlfriend. So it makes it easy. You got 2 incomes. Yeah. And I have enough savings once I put that deposit down to actually just buy stuff for the house, couches, beds, whatever it might be. So like my advice would be not to get like a really small deposit because it can backfire, especially with the current interest rates and stuff. So yeah, I guess like don't rush as well would be my other piece of advice. Like there's no need. I mean, I did it when I was 24 or 24, which is pretty reasonably, I guess, middle or early, maybe. But
I consider it early.
Early?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a need to rush. If you've got a good stable home life with your family, there's no need. Like,
but I think everyone gets to that point where you just got to move out.
Well, I wasn't desperate to move out. I saw an opportunity to buy an investment as well. So houses always appreciate that sort of thing. So it's a good idea to invest in a house, I guess. And I've never really bought anything before that. I mean, like I don't own anything. I own a PS5 prior to that, and I own that's about it. My parents decided to give me the van after that. Yeah. I drive like a soccer mum car, but
you do.
That's about it. That's like all I own. Like, I actually don't own anything.
But then
so I saved a lot.
Yeah. Like purchasing with Sabrina.
Yep.
Like, did you guys have to iron out like what you guys? This is what we're gonna do, or did you guys just go ahead and just kind of?
We discussed it a lot, maybe for about 5 months prior. Just saying, if we do this, like what sort of price range are you looking at? Where should it be? Because she lives in the north, I live in the west as well. We decided to move west because it was cheaper for the area that you get, and the houses are newer than the northern houses. So a lot about location, a lot about price, that sort of thing. Yeah, and obviously we made a contract when we did it because we're like, if we ever break up, this is what we do. So we have one there. I don't think we ever signed it or anything, but it's there.
Oh, that's very smart.
So we've got a plan just in case, break glass in case of emergency sort of thing.
That's so good.
Yeah. I think you have to have that. Like,
Is that what a prenup is?
Similar to, but that seems more of a like mutual.
Yeah, it was just a mutual agreement. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that was pretty much it.
Get out of jail free card right there.
Yeah, well, if worse comes to worse, I guess that's always there for one. So
and like transitioning from, I don't know, this is a bit of a weird question, but from a girlfriend to like someone you're living with, like how was that transition?
It was actually all right. Like, it wasn't too bad. I guess we had lockdowns before that, and so we would spend a few days like with each other because I was teaching from home, and when she wasn't working, she's a nurse. When she wasn't working, we would just when I'm not teaching and she's not working, we just spend a lot of time together. So it wasn't that bad, but obviously it was more for me moving out from my parents who did everything. That was the biggest learning curve. Yeah. Not having someone cook for you all the time. Although Sab does more of the cooking than me, which is what I demand. But
it's part of the contract.
Well, it's just the way that our roles go, I guess. Yeah. She's a better cook than me, so.
And you bring home the bacon, bro. You bring home the bacon.
That's it. And I mean, she always talks about I want to retire, and I'm like, well, if I ever make enough money, I'd love that because then I'd have someone there to do all the stuff that I don't necessarily want to do, and it's taken care of for me. So, yeah.
Man, it's like you transitioned into adulthood so fast.
That was probably the big change, I think. Yeah. I think that was probably the biggest change in my life ever, I think. Yeah. And getting a girlfriend was a pretty big change because I was always single before that. So that was a pretty big change too. Not that she made me change my behaviors or anything, but just more like you always have someone that's always there.
Yeah, no, of course you have to change. You can't be getting alcohol poisoned like every weekend,
Some relationships work.
We still sometimes.
Nah, but I know what you mean.
But she's like chill. Like, we don't. But yeah, I guess you have something else. You have another responsibility, and you explore a lot more. I think you do a lot more things because you got someone to do it with.
Yeah, and it's a bit safer.
Yeah, and we go we've been on so many places together, like different areas of Melbourne and regional Victoria, and we did a road trip up to Byron Bay. We did a road trip up to Adelaide. just things like that, which I wouldn't have done probably. Well, if I did it with my mates, I'd get like 4 of them, and it would never get organised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although we did go to Thailand with 11 of us, so that did happen last year.
So good.
Good
I
times.
forgot about that.
Yeah, good trip.
That's so good, man.
Yeah.
It's such a refreshment to kind of see you. Like, I haven't seen you since probably, I don't know. Probably,
Ages.
yeah, for a minute, man.
Yeah.
And to see, I was always telling Kev, I'm like, man, if I get kids, I'm not putting him in the school that Dusky's in. I'm joking.
No, you're not.
No, it's definitely
Believe me, all my friends say that.
definitely TV school. I'm not putting it in that
Yeah,
school.
no, I agree.
No, I think Tim's actually a pretty good teacher from what I hear.
No, but like I can tell like you're passionate about teaching.
Yeah, I think I'm actually like not being cocky, but I think I'm reasonably good at it.
I think I can tell.
Yeah,
I can
so-
tell.
You know, my kids want to be in my class, and I pride myself on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, the feedback they give me is really good. We do a lot of that stuff, like getting feedback from them, and it's always really positive. So
Is it hard to kind of be mates with the?
I'm not mates with the kids. No way. No, I chat to them like, what are you doing for the weekend, stuff like that. But I'm not like, I'll never
Let's go out for bevs.
I'll never pretend. I'll never. I never talk like unprofessionally in front of them and stuff like that. Whereas some teachers do. I just don't like that. I think it just leads to problems. So nah, I don't do that. Nah, like
And
they're not my friend. They're not my friend. But once they finish school, sure, I'll go for a beer with them. But
Yeah. And what about like dealing with the other teachers? Are there some that are a bit like, oh, you're a bit of a weirdo?
teachers are interesting. I always say, I said it once in an interview, which slightly cost me a position, but teachers are whingers, man. Teachers whinge so much about everything, and we've actually got it really good, in my opinion, especially in my school. Like,
Yeah, you better shut up about your pay, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
yeah, nah, people like complain a lot in the teaching industry. People move a lot because they complain, but like it's just
I
strange.
think it's a big part of you're passionate.
I guess so. No, it's good to, I guess, want better things, but I don't know. I've got nothing to whinge about, in my opinion. But I mean, it'd be nice to get paid more, but like that's the career I chose.
Yeah.
I don't,
And I think the what you sow into the kids and then seeing that like come out of them, I think that's I think that gives you more satisfaction. I can tell.
And the thing I don't like about some teachers is they don't put them first. Like your whole job is to put the kids first. And some teachers are lazy and they'll just put themselves.
Yeah, because
And-
some are just trying to get by.
Yeah, and they wing every class. They don't prepare properly. They don't actually teach with any passion. And I'm like, that's a waste of time. You know what I mean? Like you might as well just tell the kids to grab a textbook and read. You know what I mean?
Damn, you know where we're sending our kids then.
Yeah,
Nah, but you know what I mean? Like when I'm on the board, like I'm not a dance monkey, but you gotta be entertaining in some way.
You're not a what?
a dance.
I'm not a dance monkey.
Oh,
like, you know,
dance monkey.
you gotta be engaging. You gotta like talk to them and make it apply to them and stuff like that. And not maths doesn't always apply, but you gotta try.
And it's so much more easier to just kind of read off the book rather than going home and then doing your study, than
Yeah.
kind of creating the.
Exactly. And like, yeah, I make my own notes for everything and my own examples and stuff. And I get exam questions so that they know what they're getting into. And yeah, it's about creating a lesson that's actually good. Like you don't want to just walk in with nothing. So yeah, I feel like I'm a good teacher.
Yeah. Do you think kids' attention spans suck now?
A little. Some of them do. But I'm pretty lucky because I teach methods. The kids are quite smart.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. But like in a VM class, yeah, you'd be talking to them and they just like, sometimes they just lose their way and, geez. Yeah, it's just crazy.
How are the gooks doing there? Are we still smart?
Yeah, you're still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my top students in methods are, yeah.
What about the Indians? They're getting
Yeah,
up
they're
there?
good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Especially the Asians though. Like
The what?
the Asians are really good.
Yeah. Have to.
They have no choice, I think.
Exactly.
Oh, dude,
From both.
I had this parent-teacher interview with this. I've got 2 Asian twins, right?
Oh.
I can't tell them apart.
Yeah.
Okay. They do the exact same things. They hardly talk, and when you talk on the roll, like I'll say their name. Yeah. Say his name. Yeah. Like they do the same thing every time. Anyway, they were both there, and they got a pretty bad result in their last sack. And the mum was like crazy. She's like, "Oh, so what do you think the problem is?" And I would explain, "This is what I think they're not doing right." And then she'd be like, "Ha ha ha." And just like death stare both of them, and I'm like,
You know what that reminds me of? The like episode in Superwog when
Yeah,
they're doing the parent teacher
Yeah.
interviews. It's like Lee, you got a 90%. Like, he's doing my taxes already. Like he's on top of the class, and then the mom's still giving it to him. Oh, so that's real.
yeah,
Man.
like that. She was nuts. Yeah, it's interesting. They got so much more pressure on them, and then you get some parents and like their kids failing, and they're just like, like whatever. They don't really care, which is sad.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny about parent teacher interviews? I remember one time in Heathdale, Kevin was like at a table near me with his teacher, and I was with mine. And Kev's like translating for his parents. And I'm like, imagine the amount of rubbish Kev is spinning to his parents that the teachers aren't saying. Like,
Yeah.
did you used to lie?
Yep.
Of course.
All the time.
See, I
So
remember
good.
you said you wouldn't give your reports sometimes because they wouldn't.
Bro, they still don't even know my real ATAR.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think that they think you got like a 90?
I told them I got like a 70, like 75.
Oh.
And I was a bit less than that.
But yeah, I remember you used to always be there talking like Chinese or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was
Vietnamese.
so
Chinese.
Vietnamese. It was
Nah, he's
so
not Vietnamese.
he changes nationality every day.
Thank you.
He does. He actually does.
He does.
Like even like say he's talking to Sabrina and he's saying like one day they're both Viet, the next day they're not. Like,
He doesn't
I don't get
speak
it.
Vietnamese.
I don't know about you, but I was speaking Viet to Sabrina on
You got
Monday.
your words wrong too.
So did she.
Nah, she got him.
She got them wrong, I got them right.
I don't know.
Have you been to Vietnam yet?
Nah, not yet. I'd like to go
Planning
actually.
to? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah.
We should go together.
Yeah, why
I'd be,
not?
I'd be down for Vietnam. I think New Zealand's my next destination though. But that could be like a honeymoon destination.